Hello, my darlings, my darlings, my darlings. How are we doing today? So, I thought that we would do something a little bit different. So, if you haven't already told by the title of this video, we're going to be doing some small town gossip, but in like a southern kind of accent. Now, this is my first time kind of like coming on here and doing a southern accent. I've done an American accent and it's more like an LA kind of accent, but I wanted to give myself a little bit of a challenge today, so I thought that we could do that. Also, don't forget that I've got a Patreon. We are growing and I cannot believe it. We have got some amazing subscribers over there, so if you want to join some of the fun, don't forget, the link is in the bio, in the comment, in the description box, sorry. And also, don't forget to email me if you want a custom video. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so I live in a apartment building over on west side of Maryland, and there is this woman. We are the same age, and she has 4 children. 4 children, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 children. Anyways, so I live at home with my mother, and I was out on the weekend with my partner, and apparently it was about 7-8 o'clock at night, and my mother, she was, chilling, having a wine, as you do on a Saturday night, watching some TV, and all she hears is bang, 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 bang on the front door. Now, obviously, my mother is, getting older, and she was terribly frightened of what was occurring. So she got herself together and opened the door, and it was our neighbor. Now our neighbor, she is called Sophia, and she was like, Sophia, what in the world is going on with you? What's happening? She had bruising all over her. She was cut up, and she's hooting and hollering, and apparently she was cheating on her baby daddy. Cheating on her baby daddy with one of his cousins. Now, child, I know, cheating is off limits, but you don't sleep with your cousin, your partner's cousin. My goodness, honestly, when my mother told me, I was so gobsmacked. Apparently, what had happened was, when she left to call my mom for help, her eldest daughter, because like I said, she got 4 kids, her eldest daughter called the police, and obviously they had to take statements, and apparently they came over very, very quickly. And in the UK, when you have in America, when you have like a domestic dispute, they don't normally come out, if at all. They just kind of let you get on with it, but apparently they came very, very quickly. And so the children were at my mother's house, and I have an older sister. She had just happened to be stopping over, just seeing how mom's doing, stuff like that. So apparently she is then having to babysit these kids for a good 3 hours. 3 hours, can you believe that? My goodness. Obviously, we're a community and a family, but my older sister, she's been moved out for a very, very long time, and she doesn't know these children from Adam, and apparently they were giving her quite a hard time, and it just pushed her to not want to have kids anymore. She said that to me, and she said, like, I don't want to have those types of kids. But anyway, apparently what had happened was that the police kind of left it as that. They kind of settled the dispute, and it's literally 3 days later, and they're back to their old ways again. Now, child, if you told me that, you know, my boyfriend was beating up on me, I don't think I would ever go back. Like, yes, I know she cheated on him with his cousin, but it's just not worth it, y'all. Honestly. But anyway, that is my little story for the weekend. But apparently, the neighbor to the right of me, he is a drug dealer. Now, he doesn't do kind of like hard drug dealing. Like, you know, they're not like gangsters. I mean, they might sell a bit of cocaine, they might sell a little bit of marijuana, but none of that heavy stuff, you know. So anyway, he is getting older in his life, and apparently what had happened was he had gotten himself a lady friend, and the lady friend's mother was not happy about how he made his money. Okay, child? And apparently he's having to go back to school and study to become some sort of electrician or carpenter, something along those lines, because he was like, I tried to do the whole business thing, because he kind of does have his own business, so to speak, but he was like, no way, no way can I do that, you know. So he was like, I'm gonna have to go back to school and become some sort of laborer, you know. But apparently what had happened was he's done that, he's gone to school. I think he does air conditioning units now. Apparently there is a lot of money in, you know, fitting air conditions and stuff. So what had happened was he then started up that business. Things were going fine. He proposed to his lady friend, and everything was cool. But then what had happened was the lady friend, you know, the one that I was talking about, whose mother wouldn't, you know, have yet, like, marry her daughter. Well, the lady friend was only doing drug dealing herself. Ain't that something? And she was doing the most. Okay? She was doing the most. Okay? She was selling crack and also, you know, and I just thought, this poor man, I mean, yes, he was doing drugs, but, you know, nothing serious. He's had to change his whole entire life for her, and she was doing way worse, you know. So obviously the engagement had been called off because he was like, I cannot do it. I simply cannot do it, you know. And I don't blame him. So he's kind of by himself all the time. He's so depressed. But I keep on saying to him, at the end of the day, honey, you changed your life for the better, you know. And that is something you have got a skill now that nobody can take away from you until the day you die. Now, ain't that something though, honestly? And then well, the house next door to us, our next door neighbors, it's like a 5-6 bedroom house, so they've got quite a few family members living there at the same time. So apparently there's another brother, and he's sister's best friend. No, let me tell the story correctly. That is not correct. I don't know where I was going with that, so let's rewind, shall we? So apparently the house next door to us has 5 bedrooms, okay, and quite a big family live next door. So anyway, the other brother to the brother that had to get his life in order and stuff like that, and went into air conditioning units and stuff like that. So anyway, his brother has, sorry, I cannot get this open with my little fingers. Yeah, so his brother had, wife, children, but he has had to move back home into his parents' house, because apparently his wife has been cheating on him with some man from work, and she said to him one day that, I don't love you, I've never loved you, and I don't even want you or our baby any longer. Now this little boy, he is so sweet. Like, he will help my mother take up her groceries if she asks him. 9 times out of 10, she doesn't even have to ask. He would just offer. And this little boy is so sweet, okay? Like, he is like a sweet tea on a hot summer day, So polite, so well-mannered, and I just think that is so misfortunate. How can a mother turn away her own son just because she wants to be with this new boo thing at her work? And apparently, because you're not supposed to really have proper inappropriate relationships at work, she's now been fired from her job, because obviously it got found out, and the next door neighbor called her office and was like, this is what has been happening. So then she had to have a HR investigation, and oh my goodness, some of the emails that were coming back and forth and what they were saying to each other, oh my god, I don't even want to repeat it. Honestly, it was really something, honestly. Talking about what they would do to each other and this and that, where, and it's like, oh my god, what in the world? And then I have another neighbor. Now, this only happened yesterday morning. Okay, so this is straight off the press. Apparently, there is some kind of subletting going on in our block, which you're not allowed to do if you already, if you're from England, you know that you're not really allowed to sublet. Anyway, so there is a family, and she's subletting to her daughter to live in that flat. And now the daughter has got this kind of tearaway boyfriend kind of thing going on. Like, he is just so, one too many wires left off a short fuse. He is very, very explosive. Honestly, you should hear him sometime. Like, oh my god, I do fear for her on a day-to-day basis. But anyway, so apparently he's just come out of prison, honey, and the girl, she must be no older than about 17, 18. She is so young. It is unbelievable. So anyway, he's just come out of prison on tag, petty crime like theft and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, one morning as I was making my black coffee, as I normally do, all I hear is excuse me, and I was thinking, what in the world? Now obviously, because it's summer here, it is so hot, so I have all the windows open, right? So anyway, all I hear is excuse me. So up here at the window with my morning coffee, and I see this police officer, and I'm like, can I help you, police officer lady? How can I help this morning? And she was like, oh, I need to get into the block. And I was like, sorry? Like, what? She was like, oh, I need to make an arrest at number 16. I said, excuse me, little Miss Scarlett? What has she gotten herself into? So obviously she could not say what, the situation was. So I let the police officer in. The next thing I know, poor little Scarlett is being taken away in a meat wagon. Now, if you don't know what a meat wagon is, it's like a police van. It's like a huge police van, like like an ambulance, but like a van ambulance, but it's police. That's how I can describe it. But anyway, she is being taken by the police, and I said, excuse me, what in the world? So anyway, I see her coming back after about 2 days, and I said, Miss Scarlett, what in the world? And she said to me that apparently her boyfriend was kind of come out of prison, and he went back to dealing the drugs. And I said, Miss Scarlett, you are too young and too pretty to be running around being arrested and being linked to these felons. And she said, I know, but I love him. And I said, Miss Scarlett, my goodness gracious me, you need to get your head in them books and take yourself up down in the city. Get yourself out of this town, because it is no good. And why do you think she said? What do you think she said? She said that she did not believe in herself. And I said, my God, Miss Scarlett, you have a lot to learn. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video of me rambling about neighborhood gossip. Like I said, it is all lies. I do not know any of these stories. These stories are not true, so please do not take these as gospel. Let me know how I did, and if you'd like to see more of them. Bye guys.